we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
Went ahead and turned that big fan off. It was a little warm in here earlier. Just got up. It is 6 o'clock p.m., June 24th, 2026. Wasn't able to sleep that well. I slept about 4 hours. So, figured I'd podcast. So I talked to my boss. I texted him because I only had 32 hours this week. I'm like, hey man, you care if I come in for a shift? I believe it is a double truck night, which means we have double the load. So they probably need me, you know. That, and I have this problem. I don't know if anyone else suffers from this, but it happens for two reasons. If I have plans to do something fun, I can't sleep the night before. I'll sleep 3-4 hours, like a road trip, vacation, anything. Like I've like, when I was getting off on Tuesdays, like I would plan to go to the movies that night to go see a particular movie, because it was like on sale and shit at the movie theaters, and I literally would not be able to go to sleep. And I do it also, the other thing I was going to say is I do it with work too. Like if it's my day off and I'm picking up a shift, my body for some reason is like, it goes into like work mode of like, oh, you're going to work, you know. It doesn't do it when I'm scheduled usually. It just does it whenever I go in on a day off. It's fucking frustrating. That's why honestly when my bosses are like, hey, do you want to come into work tomorrow? You know, if I'm like feeling pretty good, I'll say yes. But sometimes I'm scared to say yes because I already know how my body works. It gets in that mindset of, oh, you got somewhere to be tomorrow. And it'll just, I can't go to sleep. I'll stay up, you know. So I'm going in tonight. I'll be working a 9 to 5 probably. So I won't be podcasting. You guys know how on my days off I'll usually do like at least 2 podcasts, but hey, you get 3 today, so I mean that's pretty good. You guys know me, I'll take a couple days off, bang out 2 or 3 in one day, or 2, you know. My podcasting schedule's been a little off lately because of all the stuff with the car and all that jazz, but I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you choose to donate to the channel, it helps me honestly stack my chips again after buying this new car. I will send you a bumper sticker, Conspiracy Corner bumper sticker. These things are durable as fuck. My wife had one on her coffee mug. I had one on my old car. Her mug's been washed 1,000 times. My car, rain, snow, sun, these things hold up. And I will also send you a Conspiracy Corner bookmark, and I will sign the back. So if you donate to the channel, you get a free bookmark and a free bumper sticker. So 2 things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about these. I always reference Blade Runner in general. First of all, I call myself a dickhead. I love Philip K. Dick, one of my favorite authors. I would say my top three would be Hunter S. Thompson's my favorite. J.R.R. Tolkien would probably be my second favorite. And then, oh, I don't know. J.K. Rowling's up there, though, because I'm a big Potterhead, too. Philip K. Dick's up there. C.S. Lewis is good. Lemony Snicket. I don't know. I can't choose top three. So, I do know my favorite, though, is Hunter S. Thompson, definitely. I know he's a scumbag, but still. You have to admit he's a good writer. So, what was I saying? Oh, I always reference Blade Runner. Big fan of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Sorry. Just woke up. Which is the real name for the book Blade Runner, you know. So I haven't really covered this yet. I've just been busy, like, with other subjects. We got this flock camera stuff going on. Basically, they're setting up the Orwellian surveillance state, even though, I mean, we've already been in a surveillance state, but they're ramping it up. London, they're kind of dealing with the same thing right now. I'm not sure if it's the same company, the Flock cameras. We'll have to do a whole deep dive on Flock cameras, but they have this group, and they're called Blade Runners. And I have to say, man, I wish everyone always has this mindset that Americans in America, we're like the badass ones. We're the rebellious ones, you know, because of our history with, like, the Revolutionary War and stuff. Ireland right now is not fucking around with their immigration problem. And England, they ain't fucking around right now either. So there's this group called Blade Runners. And we'll get into this article, get into some details of it. But this is just kind of like a little summary. They're taking it into their own hands. They're going and cutting down these, because these cameras are on poles. They're cutting down these poles and then filling the inside with cement, which makes it like 10 times harder to replace these cameras. And they're also shining like lasers into the camera because it destroys the lens. So England's like, fuck you. No, we're not doing this surveillance shit. So Blade Runners take action after London installs cameras to track and fine, not fined, but FINE drivers in the name of climate. The car emission cameras cost some drivers $16 a day. So, like I said, there's a little video here, and we might play it towards the end, but you guys already know my Cadillac died. The transmission went out on it. They wanted $8,000 to fix the transmission. I've already put a transmission in this car 6 years ago, and honestly, it's not. The Cadillac has always been troubled. That car has always been in the shop, like, more often than my 97 Pontiac, you know. You'd think it would have been the other way around. No, it was the Caddy was always in the shop, and then even when you would drive it, after getting it out of the shop, it just never felt right. It was always like spitting and sputtering and just dumb shit, you know. I had a lot of battery issues, electrical issues. Just, it was not a good car. Don't ever get a Cadillac CTS. So I was Ubering to and from work for a while, and it was costing me like $16-17 one way. So, I mean, that's like $34-35 round trip. Plus, I would forget to bring lunch or not have enough time to fix lunch or whatever. Buying lunch at work, buying coffee at work. I mean, you end up spending like your whole day's wages just on fucking, you know, going there and back. It's ridiculous. So I can't imagine, like, can you imagine just driving to and from work and automatically you're just expected to get a $16 fine per day? So let's say you work 5 days a week. I need to just get a calculator because I can't use the calculator on my phone. So 5 times 10. This is just if you work 40 hours. Some people work 6 days a week. Some people work 7 days a week because they're maniacs. And everything's unaffordable. That's automatic $50. If you work 40 hours a week, an average work week, that's 5 days a week. That's $50. And this is saying you don't go out on the weekend. This is just your work week. So 6, so then 12 and 12, 50, 60, 70. And that would be 2 12s because of the 6s. So 50, 60, 70, 74 plus $6. So it'd be, what is it, 88? No, $78 per week you're paying in fines automatically. Plus the gas if you're driving a car that sucks on, that's not climate control, meaning it's not an electric car or eco-friendly car. It's maybe you can't afford a new car. Like I said, I was driving a 97 Pontiac. They would have been fining my ass if I lived in England. It's fucking retarded, man. So, a secretive group of activists called the Blade Runners is not staying silent after London's mayor expanded a controversial program that tracks and fines drivers who do not drive electric vehicles due to progressive climate policy. So, sounds like England is still doing the climate change thing. I did hear that the King of England, what's his name, Charles, he literally, I was watching it actually this morning, was watching a clip of him. It was a recent clip, I guess. He's still going on about climate change. We covered, though, it's kind of weird, though. This is why I say that I don't think that it's all one big group. I think there are factions to, like, let's call them the Illuminati for generic purposes. I personally think the Bavarian Illuminati is no longer around. I think that there's multiple groups. I mean, you got Skull and Bones, you got Freemasons, you got Dialogue, which we covered earlier today. I've always said that they might all have the same goal, that they're kind of loosely working with each other, but I think that they compete with each other for who's going to win. You know, there's people, I've heard podcasts say that it's Luciferians versus Baal worshippers or Molech worships, the Molechians, you know. I don't know. I just don't think that they're all on the same page because sometimes they contradict each other. So like Bill Gates has kind of backed off the whole climate change thing. And you guys know how gung-ho he was for years. But then you got the King of England doing this shit. Bill Gates has backed off of it, but we're building a lot of data centers here in the US, so I think they're chilling out on the climate change thing because of the data centers. So that way they could build the data centers. Now when the data centers get to start destroying Mother Earth and the United States, I think they're going to double down and ramp up the climate change even worse than it was before. Does that make sense? They're chilling and they're hushing about it now so they can get the data centers built. And then once those are all built and up and running, then they're going to be like, oh my God, these data centers, it's climate change. You know, we have to, you know. We have to crack down. Everyone has to have electric vehicles. And it all ties in with the Great Reset, man. The data centers tie in with the Great Reset because they want us all on house arrest with VR headsets, UBI, and they don't want us out and about unless you have an electric car. They're starting in 2027. We're going to do a whole episode on it of like facial recognition where your car won't start if it thinks you're intoxicated. Like, it's going to get fucking crazy. And the Great Reset is not halted. It's not stopped. It's just going full speed ahead, you know. So London's ultra low emission zone, ULEZ for short, program takes aim at older vehicles emissions that allegedly pollute England's capital with harmful pollutants. And by the way, here's the thing. I've said it before. I have no issue with electric vehicles. I'm not anti. Do I believe in climate change? Well, first of all, hang on. First off, I believe it's a hoax. Same with global warming. Now, I do believe that we should be taking care of our planet. Like, I don't think we should be littering. I think if you could afford an electric vehicle, go for it, you know, if that's what you want to do. But they've even proven that the lithium batteries that are in those electric vehicles are actually more harmful to the environment than just straight up regular gas vehicles. They've already said it's unsustainable. If we completely switched over to just strictly everything electric, like it would, the whole thing would crash and burn. Which is kind of, I think that's what they want. But yeah, I'm like super like, I love this planet. I'm a Gaia worshiper, you know. I worship Mother Earth, not like the elites do. They invert everything. But yeah, I have no problem with keeping the planet clean and cleaning it up, you know. We have trashed this planet, we as people. I try to be clean and shit, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I flick cigarette butts. That's not good. And the thing is, like earlier this year, I was wanting to get an electric bicycle. I still want to get one, so that way I can just run up to the store on it and run back, you know. One day I'm gonna get one. But my thing is they want everyone to switch over to electric vehicles, but the government is not providing electric vehicles. So, like, I would have no problem going, hey, you want me to drive an electric vehicle? That's cool. I'll do it. I'll obey your law as long as you provide the electric vehicle. You know, I was without a car for how long, guys? About a month or two. Yeah, about 2 months. I think it was, unless time's just been flying, but about 2-3 months I was without a car. You know, I would have loved a government provided electric vehicle. And I mean, look, man, I'm not like a Nazi or anything. I promise you. Like, I'm sure, like, because I've been very cruel about Israel. Some would probably think I'm anti-Semitic, but I ain't gonna lie, even Hitler, the worst, most evil devil dictator on the face of the earth, he even was like, hey, I want to give every family a car. And it was, he was working with Volkswagen. I'm not sure. I'm guessing they were going to be like beetle bugs or something. But he was going to provide, this is one of the things he was going to do for Germany, was provide every household at least one car so they can get back and forth to work, back and forth to the grocery store. So that way they don't have that excuse of, oh, I can't work because I don't have a vehicle. Here's a car. And it was going to be free. Like, if Hitler can do it, pretty sure these people who are at the top, you know, these Klaus Schwabs and kings of England and Bill Gates and all these Illuminati-ass motherfuckers who are worse than Hitler, in my opinion, pretty sure they could do it, you know. But they don't want to. because they don't want us out and about. They want us on house arrest, you know. That's the point. It's the Great Reset. You will own nothing and like it. And they're even talking about, in World Economic Forum, they've even talked about, they want multifamily households. So like, which we live in a trailer. We're already a multifamily household. It's me and my wife and our cats and my mother-in-law, you know. But I guarantee you the elites would be like, oh, you can fit one more family in there, you know. They want multifamily households. They want it, basically, they've even said that they want it that you won't own your car. It'll be like a neighborhood car. And whoever has top priority of what's most important that day will get the car. And then maybe you can have it a couple, you know, for a couple hours later on in the day. It's just, it's evil. It's dark. It's bullshit. I mean, I have no problem helping people out. I have no problem, you know, with all that shit. But I like my own shit. I like my own house. I like my own privacy. I like my own car. I don't like people. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm nice to people. I have friends and acquaintances. I'm not like a complete hermit, but for the most part, I don't like people, man. You know, that's why I like working third shift. I put on my headphones. I'm in my aisle alone listening to podcasts, and I ain't got to deal with nobody. I barely even have to deal with coworkers, you know. I love my job. So Mayor Sadiq Khan, that's a very suspicious name. How much you want to bet it's probably like some Muslim dude. Argues that air pollution is a public health emergency, and that there are 4,000 premature deaths a year from toxic air in the capital. Okay. I do believe in smog. California has horrible smog. China has horrible smog. That's why you see people wearing those N95 masks and shit. For one, they're really paranoid about viruses. But two, a lot of it's air pollution and smog. I do believe in smog. I'm very curious. I would love, because I have listeners from all over the world. I have listeners in Canada. I have listeners in Australia. I have listeners everywhere. If you are an English listener and you live in like, what town? I think this is London. Let me go back up. Yeah, London. London is like, as far as my knowledge, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But London is their biggest city. That's like their New York. As far as I know. Let me know. Is there actually like, is there bad smog over there? I know there's like fog. Like that's where you get the London fog stories, you know. Especially in American movies. I'm even curious about the London fog. Is it really like the movies? Because you know Hollywood, they love exaggerating everything, and you see like a Jack the Ripper movie and there's like fog billowing through the streets, you know. But is the smog really, the air pollution really that bad over there? I would love for a listener, if you're listening and you're a Londoner, I'm very curious. Let me know. The highly contentious cameras monitor the motorist entering and exiting the ULEZ, and through automatic number plate recognition technology, charges drivers a daily £12.50, or about $16 per day, if they do not conform to the standards. To meet the ULEZ standards, vehicles must meet the required Euro emission standards for each vehicle and emission type. See, maybe they'll do what America's going to do, where you can't even start your car in 2027, next year. That was another reason, like, I'm like, dude, I have to get a car this year. It sucked because my car died, and then they passed this law in 2027, you have to have the AI facial recognition shit. And I'm like, fuck. Of course my car would die, you know, right before this bill is passed. Like, I kid you not, it was like the next month the bill passed, and I'm like, why God? But maybe it's a blessing in disguise, you know. Maybe the Lord is working in mysterious ways, like as they say in the good book. So, video captures moment, armed police escort. Man, I guess that's an actual video. Yeah, you can click on. So, Khan noted that most vehicles under 16 years old or diesel vehicles under 6 years old already meet the emission standards. So, let's see. My Cadillac was 2007. So yeah, it wouldn't have meet the standards. I'm driving a 2010 Nissan now. So it's literally at the 16-year mark. So if they pass this here in the United States, like, it would barely be making the mark. I would have to get it upgraded or something, or have to get a new car like next year again, if I lived in London. I hope they don't try to pull this shit here, but I mean, they pulled off the whole facial recognition shit to start your car here, and it can shut your car off if it thinks you're intoxicated or tired, or I mean, and this is America. This is America. It's supposed to be the freest nation ever, you know, so they say. The Labour Party mayor promised, so he's the Labour Party. Shouldn't he be worried about labor and people getting to and from work? Oh, but climate change is more important, you know. Promised to soften the blow by providing eligible residents with non-compliant cars and motorbikes with funding for $2,000, a new, less polluting vehicle, 2,000 pounds, while businesses will receive a scrap page fee for vans up to 7,000 pounds. So they're doing the exact same thing here. We have this program, which we're going to cover one day, because the theory is we have this program called, it's like scrap for cash or something. Like, what it is it was a program where they were wanting people to turn in their old cars for like a down payment on new cars, and what they would do is take the old car and scrap it. And the conspiracy is that they were wanting to get rid of all the older cars in case they ever wanted to do like a EMP attack, cyber polygon, you know. We covered that. Or if they ever started doing like this new law, like they passed 2027, all cars must have facial recognition cameras. It makes it easier for them. And we had a junkyard just recently burn up here recently. Maybe I'll do an episode on it. It's dystopian. They're literally attacking us on all fronts. So the Labour Party mayor promised to soften the blow. Okay, we already covered that. On August 29th, Khan! Sorry. If you know the reference, let me know. My dad was a Trekkie. Khan is expanding the program to all 32 of London's boroughs, causing residents to show their astute displeasure for the incoming changes by vandalizing the cameras that are planted throughout the city. I personally love it. And by the way, just for internet purposes, I'm not promoting vandalism of these cameras, whether it be the flock cameras here in the United States or the ones in England. Just because I don't want to be put on. Well, I'm already probably on the list, but I don't want the FBI knocking on my door. Yeah, so whatever you do, do not shine lasers into the lens. It will destroy the lens. London's Metropolitan Police said it had recorded hundreds of crimes relating to ULEZ cameras, with 164 cameras being stolen and 184 reports of camera cables being damaged. as of August 1st. So sounds like these Blade Runners are they on a mission, man. They getting some work done. But yeah, I wanted to cover the Blade Runners of England. I'm not promoting it, but I'm not the elites, man. I guess, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, did they really think that we would just go along with this Great Reset shit? Like, we're all just gonna, like, I mean, most people were pretty dumb during COVID. Maybe that was the litmus test. But, yeah, people have had enough, man. We can barely afford to fucking live, I'm going in on a day off, There's 3 incomes in this house, and we still struggle. It's fucking ridiculous, and it's only going to get worse because of the war with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz and all that. But let me know what you guys think about Blade Runners. Love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. I may put out another one today. I don't know. If not, I'll see you tomorrow, probably in the morning, maybe. I should be off tomorrow, though, so unless they give me overtime, which, hey, that's cool too. But tomorrow, if I'm off, I do have to get my car, the caddy, scrapped. So I'll make some phone calls on that. But besides that, I mean, I should be off all day. I don't have any plans, so I'll probably put out maybe at least 2 podcasts tomorrow. So I'm putting out a bunch this week. Knock on wood. So love y'all. Y'all have a good day.